Hi class, this is Ms. Naka, and in this video we will talk about the Spanish preterite tense. Up until now, we have learned how to use the present tense, so we can say things like I am talking or I am eating. The purpose of this video is to show you how to talk about the past in Spanish, so we can say things like I ate or I talked. In Spanish, we have two verb tenses to talk about the past, the preterite and the imperfect. In this video, we will focus on the preterite tense. We will go over when to use this tense and how to conjugate. Both the preterite and the imperfect tense are used to talk about the past. However, certain cases require the preterite tense. So when do you use this tense? We use the preterite tense for completed actions, actions that have a clear beginning and an end. Also, for actions that happen at a definite point in the past, such as ayer, which means yesterday, or anoche, which means last night, or la semana pasada, which means last week. We could also go on to include expressions such as el mes pasado, which is last month, or el año pasado, last year. All of these expressions require that we use the preterite tense. Now we will talk about conjugating verbs. The first verb that I have here is hablar, which means to talk. It is in the infinitive form with the AR ending. Remember, the infinitive form is the form before conjugating. When you conjugate a verb, every subject takes on its own form. On this page, you see that the endings or the forms are listed on the right-hand side and the subjects are listed on the left-hand side. In the preterite tense, you add the following endings. For yo, we add the Spanish e with the accent mark. For tú, we add aste. For usted, él or ella, we add o, that also has an accent mark. For nosotros, we add amos, and just to mention that the nosotros form is the same in the present tense as it is in the preterite, which makes it a little bit easier for us. And lastly, the ustedes, ellos, or ellas has the ending aron. So now let's actually conjugate the verb hablar, which means to talk. So the first step we have to do to conjugate this verb is drop the infinitive ending, which in this case would be AR, because it is an AR verb. So when we drop the AR, we are left with HABL, able. So now we have to add the appropriate ending. For yo, the subject yo, we have to add e. So that means yo hablé. For tú, we add aste, hablaste. For usted, él or ella, we add o, habló. Nosotros, we add amos, hablamos. And for ustedes, ellos or ellas, we add aron, hablaron. The other two types of verbs that we have in Spanish are er and ir verbs. Lucky for us, the endings that attach to the stem of both er and ir verbs are the same. So, for the yo subject, we add y. For tú, we add iste. To usted, él or ella, we add yo. To nosotros, we add imos. And to ustedes, ellos or ellas, we add ieron. So now let's take a look at what this means. We'll take an er verb as an example. The verb comer, which means to eat. So the first step in conjugating this verb is to drop the infinitive ending er. This gives us com. Now we have to add the appropriate ending. So let's do this for all of our subjects. For yo, we add y, yo comí. To tú, we add iste, tú comiste. To usted, él or ella, we add yo, usted comió. To nosotros, we add imos, comimos. To ustedes, ellos or ellas, we add ieron. Ustedes, ellos or ellas comieron. Now the same is true for IR verbs. Remember that these endings are the same as for ER. So we'll take vivir as an example. Vivir means to live. So we'll get rid of the infinitive ending IR, which gives us viv. Now to the yo, once again we add y, yo viví. To the tú, we add iste, tú viviste. To the usted, él or ella, we add yo, Usted, él or ella vivió. Nosotros, we had imos. Nosotros vivimos. Tú, ustedes, ellos or ellas, we had ieron. Ustedes, ellas or ellos vivieron. Now, just to review, I have put the endings here. On the right-hand side, you will see the endings for ER and IR verbs. And on the left-hand side, you will see the endings for AR verbs. So for the AR verbs, we have haste, o, amos, aron. For ER and IR, we have iste, io, imos, ieron. Now, once you familiarize yourself with the endings for the three types of verbs, you will be able to conjugate almost any verb in the preterite tense. If you have any questions about the contents of this video, feel free to email me and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in class.